Hello everyone, welcome to Chapter 10. This chapter marks a major conceptual transition in the book. Until now, most of what we discussed focused on data that could be treated as fixed-size inputs, vectors, images, or structured tensors. Chapter 10 introduces a fundamentally different idea, learning from sequences. Recurrent neural networks, or RNNs, are designed to handle data where order matters, where the present depends on the past, and where information unfolds over time. Language, speech, time series, biological signals, financial data, and human behavior all fall into this category. At a high level, recurrent neural networks extend standard neural networks by adding memory. Instead of processing each input independently, an RNN maintains a hidden state that evolves over time. This hidden state acts as a summary of the past. Each new input modifies that summary. In this way, the network is not just reacting to the current input, it is responding to a history. This single idea, stateful computation, is what allows neural networks to model temporal dependencies. To understand why this matters, consider language. The meaning of a word often depends on the words that came before it. In speech recognition, the sound you hear now depends on the sounds that came milliseconds earlier. In finance, today's market behavior depends on yesterday's trends. Treating these inputs as independent samples destroys crucial structure. Recurrent neural networks were introduced precisely to preserve this structure. Mathematically, an RNN can be described as a function that takes two inputs at each time step, the current input and the previous hidden state. It produces an output and a new hidden state. The same parameters are reused at every time step. This parameter sharing across time is what makes recurrent networks scalable. It also introduces a deep connection between RNNs and dynamical systems. An RNN is not just a feed-forward network. It is a learned dynamical system unfolding in time. One powerful way to understand recurrent networks is through the idea of unrolling. Although an RNN is defined recursively, we can unroll it across time steps and view it as a deep feed-forward network, where each layer corresponds to a time step. All these layers share the same parameters. This perspective is crucial because it allows us to apply familiar tools like backpropagation. Specifically, we use backpropagation through time, or BPTT, to train recurrent networks. Backpropagation through time works by propagating gradients backward across the unrolled time steps. In theory, this allows the network to learn dependencies that span many time steps. In practice, however, this is where the first major difficulty of RNNs appears. Gradients propagated through many time steps can either shrink rapidly or grow uncontrollably. These phenomena are known as the vanishing gradient problem and the exploding gradient problem. The vanishing gradient problem makes it extremely difficult for standard RNNs to learn long-term dependencies. As gradients shrink, information about early time steps effectively disappears. The exploding gradient problem, on the other hand, leads to numerical instability and chaotic updates. Both problems stem from repeatedly multiplying by the same weight matrices over time. Chapter 10 emphasizes that these are not implementation bugs. They are fundamental properties of recurrent computation. Despite these challenges, simple RNNs remain conceptually important. They introduce the core idea of state, recurrence, and temporal parameter sharing. The chapter carefully explains how the choice of activation functions, initialization strategies, and gradient clipping can mitigate some of the optimization issues. Gradient clipping, in particular, is highlighted as a practical technique to control exploding gradients by limiting their magnitude during training. Another key theme in this chapter is the distinction between different types of sequence modeling problems. Some tasks require producing an output at every time step, such as speech recognition or time series forecasting. Others require producing a single output after processing an entire sequence, such as sentiment analysis. There are also sequence-to-sequence tasks, where both input and output are sequences, such as machine translation. Recurrent networks provide a flexible framework that can be adapted to all of these settings. The chapter also discusses how RNNs relate to probabilistic modeling. Many sequence tasks are naturally framed in terms of conditional probability distributions over sequences. An RNN can be used to model the probability of a sequence by factorizing it into a product of conditional probabilities at each time step. This connection makes RNNs a powerful tool for generative modeling of sequences. At this point, it becomes clear that recurrent neural networks are not just about architecture. They represent a way of thinking about data. They force us to acknowledge that time, order, and context are first-class citizens in many learning problems. Ignoring temporal structure is not a simplification. It is often a fatal mistake. However, Chapter 10 is also honest about the limitations of basic RNNs. While they are expressive in theory, they struggle in practice when dependencies span long time horizons. This observation sets the stage for more advanced recurrent architectures. Before moving on, the chapter emphasizes an important philosophical point. Recurrent networks blur the boundary between computation and memory. The hidden state is not just a passive storage, it is actively transformed at every step. Memory and computation are inseparable. This idea resonates strongly with how biological systems process information and is one of the reasons RNNs remain intellectually significant even as newer architectures emerge. To summarize the first half of Chapter 10, recurrent neural networks extend deep learning into the temporal domain. They introduce state, recurrence, and parameter sharing across time. They allow models to process sequences of arbitrary length and to condition predictions on the past. At the same time, they introduce new optimization challenges that reveal deep limitations of gradient-based learning in recurrent systems. In the next part, we will build on these foundations and explore how these limitations led to the development of more sophisticated recurrent architectures. We will examine mechanisms designed explicitly to preserve information over long time spans and to stabilize training. This is where recurrent neural networks evolve from a conceptual framework into a practical tool. I am Sadi Evren Seker, and I share the core knowledge that truly matters in the age of artificial intelligence. See you in the next chapter.